All right, Miss Candace, I'm gonna put you in as co-host. I don't know why you're not able to co-host. Um,
I'm on here, Miss B, as a co-host.
okay, so you're already so if you see someone that needs to get in, just kind of let them in. When I'm sharing the screen, I can't really see on that side. Okay,
Okay, gotcha.
thank you so much. Let's see, who do we got? Okay. We closed out our study session Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday with chapter 5. We were going over the terms. We even went over to, I believe we went into chapter 7 and chapter 8 terms. All right. Um, let's prepare now to go over into that area, back into 7 and 8, because as we know, there are some state board references related to that. And let me pull it up. So everybody should be seeing our state board PSI booklet. All right. Hold on one moment. I'm at the hospital and waiting on a call from my sister, and this is her. So hold on one moment. Okay, we're ready to roll. All right, so we should be looking at our PSI bulletin. Last night we went through some practical components of the PSI. Excuse me, which was pretty cool for everyone that's on here that came last night. That was pretty cool. I think we're gonna do that on Wednesdays, um, until we can get everybody over. So we'll do a couple more weeks. Mondays we'll do theory review, and then on Wednesdays we can do the practical. But we had a pretty good overview. Monday, on the day side, we're going to have our day students go in and start building those kits. Okay. And then we'll have the kits ready from that point on. And every time we use them, we will just start to replenish what we're using, making sure it's nice and smooth. I probably would like to get totes, so that way we can hear the clamps and we don't have to worry about the bags being open, things of that nature. So good job last night. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I can't hear you. Someone saying something?
No, this must be on your end, Miss D.
Okay, okay. I thought I heard somebody say something. Okay. So every Wednesday night we're gonna do what we did. We got all the way. We finished it. Shanique, didn't we finish it? Yeah, we
I'm
went all.
sorry, say something. What'd you
I
say?
said we finished it right last night. We went all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we went
It
all the
was
way.
good.
It was good. It was good. It did take that long once we got it going. So what we'll end up doing is making sure that we'll stop enough at the end of each class to make sure everything is replenished. So the next class and so on and so on, we'll just do what we need to do to make sure that we conserve as much time as possible. So I think that was good. Let's look at the theory components. Um, we're always going to go back to that since that's the beginning of what a lot of you guys start to take. I do want to reference this here: workplace infection control precautions, and then workplace safety precautions. If you notice, when I was reading what the proctor was going to read, which are the instructions, and then after the instructions, it tells you what they're evaluating you on. Guys, it's not a number grade, it's a yes or no. So you got to make sure that you're doing, that you're taking care of both of these precautions. Let's look at the workplace infection control precautions. Cleaning hands before starting a service. Remember, we said we're not touching that mannequin unless we do well. Sanitize our hands and put some new gloves on. Okay? So that's part of that. We satisfied that check. Knowing when hands become contaminated and keeping them clean as to not infect the client. So this is why sometimes when you see videos, or we've done it before, that we are constantly sanitizing the hands. Although the guy from PSI was saying, hey, we don't have to do that, but hey, this is your license and he's not going to be on the your proctor report, and so you have to do what you need to do at that time, make the best decision for you. So make sure that you are abiding by this check: cleaning hands before starting a service. So before I touch the mannequin, I need to sanitize my hands and put some clean gloves on. Keeping the supply kit from becoming contaminated. How do we do that? We do that by closing the kit. That's why I said I'm going to get totes and put the kits in instead of the bags. All right. So you hear that click, you know exactly what it is. So keeping the supply kit from becoming contaminated. We are not returning any items into the kit once they are out. Okay. And at the end of the day, everything in that kit will either go into single use or multi use bags, single use or multi use bags. If y'all can do me a favor this weekend, if you go shopping or go somewhere that they have the brown paper bags, okay, that sit up, get a couple, get a couple. If I need to send you some money and purchase some, get a couple of them because we're gonna need them and because full speed ahead to getting y'all across to licensure. Next, knowledge of single use, multi use. Remember that is what they're grading, yes or no. So they're watching to see, do you know where to put the items? All right. A towel, for example, goes into multi use. I'm going to wash that. I'm going to use it again. But a Q-tip, a cotton ball, a cotton round, I can't use it on another person. That's a disposable. It's going to go into single use. All right. So with them having the boxes, they're either going to check yes or no. All right. You want them to check yes, that they know they have knowledge of single use, multi use items. Disinfecting workstation surfaces and keeping them from becoming contaminated. So, keeping your station clean and then wiping down your station. Okay. Knowing how to use the dispensed products without contamination, which means no double dipping, no cross contamination. You're not putting your fingers in the products. You are removing the products with spatulas. Okay, removing the products with spatulas, and you have spatula sponges or disposables to pick the product up and take it to the area that you're working. Keeping clients from becoming contaminated by the cosmetologist. All right, so that's going to be in our draping, keeping containers being used from contamination, which means the top and keep the lid on everything. Making sure our tools are clean and disinfected. Everything you got in the bag should be clean, should be disinfected. Your Ziploc bag should be clean. Nothing should be dirty. Okay. If blood becomes present during the service, how do you deal with it? All right. We have our first aid kit, and then you will first, we can go over, you stop the service, you're going to stop the bleeding. Okay. You're going to bandage the client, and you're going to take, then you'll take care of yourself. So we're always going to take care of the client, then we'll take care of us. The workplace safety precautions, only a few of them. Cosmetologists must know and have a working understanding of workplace safety regulations issued by the federal and state regulatory entities. Okay, so know the difference. It's talking state law, state board. Cross contamination of chemicals in the workplace. Make sure I mean, you don't need one stick. You should have several sticks. If you feel like you're gonna drop an item, you should have several. You should have a second item. I tell cosmetologists when they go to state board, if you feel like one comb, you drop a lot of combs, you can bring a lot of combs. Okay. If you feel like yours, you having one or two spatulas per topic bag, you should probably add you more spatulas. Okay. Because when you drop something, you're not going to pick it up and bring it back over. You're not going to pick it up and bring it back over to where you're working. But what you have to do is pick it up. You're going to put it in single use or multi use. You're going to change your gloves, sanitize your hands, put your gloves back on, and go back to work. So if you feel like you're going to drop something, you need to go ahead and plan now to add an additional one into your kit. Okay. Think about your whole services. There are several things that you probably can drop. Okay. So make sure that you have extra. You will not be able to borrow anything um, during the practical as also. Chemical mixing procedures, storage of chemicals and SDS sheets. One Monday, we're going to get some SDS sheets together. Make sure everybody has their SDS sheets so you can put them in your kit and then you can just set them on the table when it's time to set up. Keeping a workstation safe from injury. So it shouldn't be no tripping or anything like that. You should not be wasting product on the floor, making certain tools and equipment are safe and in working order. Remember, it's saying no rust, so you don't need no water, um, nothing old. Go ahead and clean everything the way it's supposed to be, and then tools, equipment used in a safe manner. All right. So the proper way that we do, and for estheticians, let's think about the tweezers. Okay. Remember yesterday we did have to stop in relation to the hair removal. So you are doing on the hair removal, excuse me, you are on one eye, and I'm gonna say just the right eye. Let's do the wax. Okay, it is a soft wax application. You apply the wax in the direction that the hair is growing, and then you remove the wax in the opposite direction. Remove the strip. If we go over to the left eye, look at the direction that the hair is growing. Okay, is going over to the left. You are going to tweeze over to the left. You're never tweeze in the opposite direction. If you tweeze in the opposite direction, you're going to break that hair, and that hair pushes back under that skin and could cause ingrown hairs and pain. So you're going to remove the hair in the direction of the hair growth. And you're going to remove 3 hairs, okay? And so just making sure we understand our procedure, you understand the tools, and you're using them right. All right. That is simply workplace safety, and you have infection control safety. Any questions on those? A lot, you're going to see that a lot during your evaluation. We talked about the supply kit, moving to the totes. Let's go up here. All right. So we reviewed skin analysis, 13%. The test is going to come from skin type and services. Skin types, as just a review, when you look at skin type, you got the Fitzpatrick scale, 1 through 6. And then you also have your regular skin types: oily, sweat, oily, dry, combination, and normal. You have skin conditions that we actually discussed yesterday in the day class. You have eczema, papules. You have different types of dermatitis, acne. Those are considered conditions. And then you have some disorders. Remember, disorders with the physician's care, under physician care, same as the diseases, but you cannot service these clients with skin diseases, with diseases, okay? Um, and then based on their contraindications, will you be able to service them anyway? Okay, that is going to be a key word. And then skin structure, all right, that still needs to be reviewed. I want to go back over skin structure. As we move into skin care, it's 27%. That's what we want to focus on tonight. 27% of your exam being skincare. That's going to come from product and product chemistry safety. Okay. Um, one thing I did, I do want to create like this knowledge bowl of State Board, of State Board. And it's going to have a lot of questions. It's going to be a lot of terms and certain subjects. And those subjects are going to relate from the Tennessee State Board. They're going to relate from the Tennessee State Board. Okay. But when we talk about cleansers, exfoliator, foaming, cleansers, different types of cleansers, we're talking about moisturizers. That's when we're talking about products. And then we may even jump into a few ingredients. So you're going to have questions about products and ingredients. Also, the bulk of your questions are going to come from procedures: how to do a skin analysis, how to do a facial, how to do a facial massage, and then the tools or device safety. Okay. And so that's going to be a key component that we'll want to look into for tonight. So as you prepare for your exam, please make sure that you're referencing the PSI. Um, and like I was stating before, we'll move into uh, this week, and next week we'll hit makeup and hair removal. Okay, as some study practices, and then we'll move into advanced treatment and do an overall test. Okay, that has a little bit of all of them in there. See how well we do. All right, facial massage and tool device safety. Okay, any questions? Any questions? All right, I'm gonna stop share and head over to Seema. Okay, let's look at chapter 8, esthetician skills and techniques, and then we'll move into our slides. All right. So those are particular treatments for sensitive skin and rosacea. Let's continue to move down. What I wanted to do was, since there's a percentage that will be on procedures, as you guys come on to your SEMA, okay, go down to facial treatment procedures and videos. All right. I want you to get familiar with the pre service, preparing the client, the removing the eye makeup and lipstick, applying a cleansing product, so on, skin analysis, on and on and on. I want you to review those procedures, okay? You're going to see them. You are going to see them. And remember, it says skin analysis, facials, and facial massage, and tool device safety as a large portion of that 27% on your state board. Moving down to our slides, and there are plenty of videos, plenty of videos. Let's check out our review, and I think we went into our flashcards last night, but let's look at our word review, and we'll take a quick exam as well. Now I'm gonna need y'all to come off of mute for the students that we have on, and this is our chapter 8 word review. So what we're gonna do, I don't even know with this computer if I could move them where they need to go. We may not be able to do the word review because somebody, me, don't know how to do. I have a laptop, but I don't know how to snatch and grab. So let's go into the exam. The exam is always amazing. We got 25 questions. I'm going to need you guys to unmute. I'm not taking the test. You're taking a test. All right. What is not a common result of extreme weight loss? What is not a common result of extreme weight loss? Lined skin, abnormal hair growth, loss of muscle tone, or sagging skin. What is not a common result of extreme weight loss?
I would say abnormal hair growth.
Okay, let's see. All right, number two. What is a use for cool towels? Okay. Is it preventing pseudofolliculitis, preventing folliculitis, calming sensitive skin, or stimulating sensitive skin? What is the use for cool towels?
Calming sensitive skin.
Calming sensitive skin. What is a facial? Yeah, I think we did these terms yesterday. What is a facial? It's the application of makeup to make the client's face more attractive, surgical procedure, more commonly known as a facelift, or a medical procedure involving the use of injected chemicals or professional service designed to improve and rejuvenate the skin. What
It's face.
is a facial?
What is professional service designed to improve and rejuvenate the skin?
Yeah, come on, come on. What did you sound like you on Jeopardy? Okay.
I don't know it.
During an acne treatment, why is it important to soften the outermost layer of the skin prior to beginning any extraction? So, during an acne treatment, why is it important to soften the outermost layer of skin prior to beginning an extraction? Because the skin is tight and dehydrated, because the skin is firm and dry, because the skin is oily and loose, or because the skin is thin and elastic?
I would say the first one because the skin is tight and dehydrated.
Okay, let's go with that one. Okay, what should you do after cleaning the client's skin? Show the client where to change into a role for the service. Perform a client consultation to identify what services to perform. Complete a thorough skin analysis with a magnifying lamp, or get the client comfortable on the treatment bed. Now, let me say this. The question is, what should you do after cleansing the client's skin? Three of these have the client changing and moving around before you even do anything. So I want you to start to use your process of elimination. Which one should this be? It says, what should you do after cleansing the client's skin? Remember, after the first cleanse, we would do what?
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
complete a
say
thorough
C.
skin analysis.
Right.
Yes. Complete a thorough skin analysis with a magnifying lamp. Right? What is true of home care? Home care has no impact whatsoever on overall skincare. It is probably the most important factor in a successful skincare. It's probably the least important factor in successful skincare, or very few clients perform any type of home care on the skin.
Definitely
It's the
B.
most important.
Right.
Okay. When in the process of draping the hair, do you place a towel on the headrest? At the end of the process? At the beginning of the process? At any time throughout the process, or whenever the client specifically requests you to do so?
At the
At the
beginning of the
beginning.
process.
When in the process of draping the hair, do you place your towel on the headrest? What was your answer?
In the
At the
beginning.
beginning.
Number 8. When in the extraction process is a healing mask beneficial? When in the extraction process is a healing mask beneficial? After all extractions are done, midway through the extractions, before any extractions begin, or the day after extractions?
After all extractions are done.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, what is true of a mini facial? It has more steps than a basic, it's fewer steps than a basic, it has no treatment benefits, or it is the same as the basic facial.
Fewer
It is
steps.
the same as a basic facial.
Mhm.
Oh,
What is not a beneficial treatment for sensitive skin? Freeze dried collagen masks, gentle cleansers, minimum steam, or harsh cleansers? What is not a benefit treatment for sensitive skin?
harsh
Harsh
cleanser.
cleansers.
Correct. Number 11. What can you help? What can you help clients do by speaking to them in a quiet and professional manner? Believe everything you say, take all of your advice, relax, or sleep.
Relax.
Okay. What should you do for about 15 minutes after the first treatment with the new client? Perform a client consultation, explain why tips affect your income, explain proper home care, or demonstrate high priced products.
Explain proper home care.
Okay. 13. When should you apply warm towels? Before the dry skin analysis, during the dry skin analysis, At the end of the facial treatment or after the dry skin analysis? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
When should you apply warm towels? I just need one. We'll go back and look.
Hmm.
Not sure. I would say um, at the end of the facial treatment, but no, it's probably not that. Hmm,
After the dry skin analysis.
I was looking at that too.
Let me just put there and go on. 14. What sort of fabric? I'm going to mark 13. What sort of fabric is most likely to collect lint from sheets? Light, dark, silk, or satin?
Oh, dark clothes.
Okay. What are considered vasoconstricting? Ah, vasoconstricting. That was a term, I think we talked about it. Ooh, now my days and my nights mixing together, but we talked about it.
We talked about it Tuesday.
Okay, we talked about it Tuesday. All
Because
right.
I was like, say what now?
I know. What are considered vasoconstricting is the steam treatments. So, which is like a contraindication. Steam treatments, hot towels, cold towels, paraffin masks, and vasoconstricting vascular. All right, so we're talking about things that deal with the veins and things of that nature. All right, so what would contraindicate any vein treatment? A steam treatment, hot towels, cold towels, or paraffin masks?
I would say cold towel.
And this is a good one.
Because when you think of constricting, that's what cold towels do.
Mm. All right,
Because
all
it's where
right.
steam opens up stuff.
Okay, and cold towels close up.
Yeah.
Hmm. Let's go.
And
So,
I'm just using my context clues when it says constricting. So
hey, that's what we got to do. I'll put the number down. We'll definitely go back and reference it. 16. What should you do at the end of the service? Okay, so perform the client consultation, book the client's next appointment, show the client around the salon, or perform a skin analysis. What should you do at the end of the service?
we're gonna book that next
But
appointment. We gotta book our
yeah,
money.
Okay, book the next appointment. 17. What procedure should you recommend that clients with acne add to their home care twice per week? Therapeutic sun exposure, enzyme peel, aggressive massage, or clay mask? Excuse me.
Mhm.
What procedure should you recommend that clients with acne add to their home care twice per week?
Hmm.
a clay mask, because the enzyme peel, they probably don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
I just put clay mask. We'll go pick it up. That was number 17. What is not among the reasons you should remove rings, bracelets, and other jewelry before performing services? What's not? Okay. Your nice jewelry will make clients jealous. Jewelry might inhabit your movements during the service. Jewelry might cause a distraction during the service, and jewelry might injure the client. What is not among the reasons you should remove rings, bracelets, and other jewelry before performing services? So they kind of twisted it
Make them
around.
jealous.
Right, right. I don't care about that. Okay. 19. What is true of facial treatments? They are minor elements of the services performed by estheticians. Clients with damaged skin are beyond the help of facial treatments. They are the core treatments that estheticians perform, and only clients with damaged skin truly benefit from facial treatments. So, what is true of facial treatments?
Okay, they are the core treatments.
All right. Number 20. What service should you recommend that all clients receive once a month? Proactive treatment, acupuncture, facial, or Botox injection?
Need that monthly facial.
Okay. What is the common name for studio folliculitis? Is it wind burn, goosebumps, sunburn, or razor bumps?
Razor bumps.
All right. Almost done. 22. Why should you offer clients water after performing services? To advertise the brand of water, to facilitate rehydration, to increase your tip, to add an item to the client's bill.
To ciliate rehydration.
All right, correct. 23. What is the appropriate length of a mini facial? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or 20 minutes?
30 minutes.
30. Yeah.
30 minutes. Let's go. Okay. And what is folliculitis? Abnormally low number of hair follicles, inflammation of hair follicles, goosebumps, or excessive hair around the face. What is folliculitis?
Inflammation of the hair
Inflammation.
follicles.
Yep.
Think about folliculitis as this inflammation of the follicle. Pseudo folliculitis would be dealing with uh, like the beard or something related to the male. Okay. What is not among the reasons clients should arrive 15 minutes prior to appointments? Prepare for their treatment, get into a robe, fill out the consultation form, or help you prep the treatment room. So, what is not among the reasons clients should arrive 15 minutes to appointments?
Can you help us prep the room?
Yeah,
Right.
just say appointment.
I'm sorry, it was funny.
Right. Let's do finished. Oh, y'all some bad sisters. Y'all got 25 out of 25. You made 100.
Oh, that's
Hey,
great.
Period.
yes. Come on with
Good
it. Yes.
job. I was like, do I see what I see? Good job. Let's go down to question 13, which we had questions about. Just some guesses about. Oh man, good job. Um, yeah, 13. Okay. 13. After the dry skin analysis, the feedback after initial dry skin analysis, some estheticians prefer to apply warm towels for a few minutes. All right. Good job. You did good. And then the next one was number 15. What is considered vasoconstricting? And it was cold towels. The feedback was cold towels are vasoconstricting, which means they lead to the constriction of capillaries and blood flow. One time, Shani, one
Yeah.
time. Good job. And look, you use some of that outside knowledge too. But
Yeah, because I was like, I mean, when you cold is a constriction, it's just like, it's going to make me think like it draws up. Something would draw up.
yeah. And then we saw that term not too long ago in the review. So it's make sure y'all are working on those flashcards, that you're working on flashcards. And then 17 was a question. I wrote that down. What procedure should you recommend that clients with acne add to their home care twice a week? It was clay mask. And remember, acne, when you see acne, you're going to see oil. All right. And so
Okay.
you want to, clay mask is going to dry up and pull as much oil as possible off. Okay.
Hmm.
So, a clay mask is recommended twice per week. A mask with camphor and sulfur also works well for oily skin. And anytime you see sulfur, sulfur is one of those ingredients that they will use in like detox masks to go ahead and kind of slam against acne. Just kind of go ahead and try to pull as much as you can out, like really dry it out. Um, but so when you see those ingredients, you be like, oh, okay, that's really gonna work right there. So when you see those ingredients, those are acne focused towards and oily skin focused. But you guys did amazing, absolutely amazing. Um, catch me. So the next two, we may do a little bit more and in this we'll see it again, but we are going to hit makeup and hair removal next week. So go ahead and study those terms. You can find them over in the flashcards. So we're studying those terms, and we're going to go into terms and also identify what areas are going to be on the PSI exam, and those are the target areas that we will also review along with practice exam as we did today. So I'm so excited. You guys made 100. It goes up from here. So if you need anything, I will be in class tomorrow, but I'm really trying to get this Jeopardy going. And Miss Candace, I think that'll be fun for Cosmo as well to join us on the Jeopardy, okay? This is the State Board Prep Jeopardy. All right, Miss Candace, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, my students can roll out. It is now Cosmo Study Hour. I'm getting ready to head out. I'm gonna stop share, and I'm gonna stop also the live stream.